Lieutenant Dan here with a Patreon special Falcons throwback breakdown. And this is just a huge thank you to all of the Patreons who support Unintentional Grounding, myself, my wife, and just the style of videos that we've been doing and getting better and better at doing them is all because of you guys monetarily supporting this channel and donating to this channel, saying, hey, we want this channel to succeed, and myself going, wow, I don't feel confident, you know, and you guys boosting me into confidence space, blasting me to the moon. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. This video goes out to all of you guys. It's been a long time coming to get not only the confidence to do this video, but the time to do this video. And I truly want to make this my full-time job. So the more people support me here on Patreon, and the more people that continue to boost my confidence, not only by supporting me monetarily, but also sharing my content everywhere, it will continue to make these videos come out for you guys personally. So thank you. Thank you so much. Not as Lieutenant Dan, but as Daniel Spencer. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and supporting me, my wife, and what we're trying to accomplish as fans. Not only of our respective teams, but also of the dream that we have to make this channel into what it is. So without further ado, let's get into the breakdown, because I know you guys don't want to hear any more mush. But what do we have here? We have ourselves a Tony Gonzalez touchdown breakdown. Woo! This is going to be great. So let's break this play down in slow-mo first and then speed it up. Because like a fan, just like you guys are, you're excited to not only see it in the slow bit, but also with the speed up in regular speed. So let's get to it. The Dolphins are going to bring a blitz here on 3rd and 10 against the Atlanta Falcons in 2009 on the first week of 2009. And the Dolphins were actually being touted at this particular point to be one of the best teams in the league. Now, here's the thing. And I want to preface this video by saying that story time happens at the beginning of every one of these videos, so just be prepared for it. But why did the Falcons go get Tony Gonzalez? That's a huge question, I think, needs to be answered by every Falcons fan. And any educated fan can easily answer that without any problem. Before we break this play down, let's answer that question. Why did the Falcons bring in Tony Gonzalez? Well, the Falcons brought in Tony Gonzalez because they needed a reliable chain mover. They needed somebody on those first downs, passing plays, to be able to gain about 5 or 6 yards. They needed somebody on those 3rd downs to be able to move the chains. They needed somebody on those 2nd and longs because of the aggressive nature of this offensive line and the fouls that they did commit, the flags they did have thrown on the field. They needed somebody to be able to gain all those yards back and get them to the original line of scrimmage. That was Tony Gonzalez. And also, as a two-parter, Tony Gonzalez brings you something as a second-year quarterback. At this point, Matt Ryan is a second-year quarterback. Tony Gonzalez brings you something as a second-year quarterback that takes a huge weight off your shoulders. You would do this for any other quarterback anyway, to bring in a reliable set of hands that can always catch the ball and always have a little bit of yak yards afterwards, you know? Yards after catch. So the Falcons' offense was based out of that heavy Big Ten SEC-style power run and play action, heavy to tight ends, to fullbacks, and to wide receivers scraping down the middle of the field. There was also that set of personalities within the fan base that thought about Roddy White going deep on these play actions and getting touchdowns, and that's exactly what the Falcons did, up until the point where they drafted Julio Jones because they needed to be even more explosive, and Roddy White was becoming more of a chain mover instead of a long, deep threat. But that's not the point of this video. Point of this video is that Tony Gonzalez is a master at doing out routes, post routes, slants, you name the route on the tree, and Tony Gonzalez can do it. Before Matt Ryan throws this ball, I want to show you the Falcons do a very good job of picking everybody up except for one of the linebackers who is coming through the middle of the line here. And I'll highlight that for you. Now, Tony Gonzalez is doing an out route here, just taking it to the sideline. And every other player is running a mirrored setup to each side. So basically what you got is Michael Jenkins going right up the middle of the field down at the bottom of the screen. And the same thing is happening with Roddy White, just going right up the top of the field, straight up. So you got goes on the outside. And then your interior throws are to catch any space underneath. So if a blitz comes, Matt Ryan can throw it to Tony Gonzalez, or he can throw it to, Obi Mahaley or whoever's down here, that at the bottom, and catch these balls and gain a few yards. It's 3rd and 10, so you need that extra yardage to be able to put your kicker, Jason Elam at the time. Woo, that's a throwback. But you need to be able to get your kicker in close range so that you can keep the points coming on the board. In this particular situation, the blitz comes. That's exactly what the Falcons wanted, because now you can throw it to Tony Gonzalez with only man-to-man coverage on everyone. And this is one of the biggest things right here. I'm going to pause it right here. This is one of the biggest things that made Tony Gonzalez who he is. And I can really only count a handful of guys that do the same thing like Tony Gonzalez. Not a lot of people do the same thing like Tony. But Tony, what he's so famous for, and what a lot of tight ends need to learn in this game, this day and age, is how to create some yak, how to miss blocks, keep your balance, and rumble up the field. And this is a great block by Roddy White, because Tony makes the guy choose which spot he wants to take. Will he take the inside or will he take the outside? And Roddy White basically just puts his chest up against this corner and allows Tony to check it out to the outside and run it in for this touchdown. This would officially make Tony Gonzalez the 21st player in the NFL to collect 11,000 yards. And this was also a 5 reception for 73 yards and a TD game for Tony. But this is where you take pressure off of Matt Ryan. All he has to do is throw it to a sure-handed guy who's been in this league for a while, who's an amazing talent. And then Tony doesn't even really stiff-arm this guy. He just guides the bad angle from this strong safety or free safety away from him, keeps his balance, and rumbles up the field. Now, Tony can get this first down, and that would be the end of the play. If this angle is taken properly, I bet this corner takes away some of the space that Tony's able to get. And that some guys are able to recover, like that safety, who's now coming behind Tony. And they might be able to stop him from getting a touchdown here. Thanks to Roddy White, that becomes null and void, and we get this touchdown, and Tony gets submitted deeper into the record books. But let's go full speed with it so that you guys understand how quickly this happens. Blitz come, Matt looks to the outside, sees Tony Gonzalez open. Quick step, keep your balance, run down the field, good block, cut back to the outside, cut to the inside, touchdown. That's Tony Gonzalez in a nutshell. Let's look at it again. Boom. You get this bad angle, you guide him away. Gonna go down the field, make a decision here where you want to go, inside, outside. You see that you have the block to the outside, so you take the outside, run to the inside, touchdown. Easy stuff. And this is Matt Ryan getting killed making this throw, and it's a throw that any good tight end can make, but Tony Gonzalez makes it special and is able to get these extra yards and run in for a touchdown. And that's what they needed, and they being the Falcons, they needed to make Ryan a more successful quarterback in 2009 was give reliable hands to Matt and allow him to have those single coverage opportunities and get it to a guy that can break it and gain some extra yards. Again, I can't stress this enough. This maybe is the same exact thing that we would be talking about with Julio Jones later, and potentially with Calvin Ridley now is that guys that are becoming veterans are taking pressure off of other guys and creating opportunities. In this case, it's you don't want Roddy White to beat you deep, and Tony Gonzalez is on the same side of the field, so two legends of the game, at least in the Falcons' eyes, the Falcons fans' eyes, are on the same side of the field. It's hard to cover that. It's hard to cover that when you bring everybody and you take poor angles at players that are very good at getting yards after the catch. So in conclusion, basically what you're getting, and Tony Gonzalez has many more weapons in his arsenal as far as the routes he can run, or did run anyway, the types of catches he can make, the types of plays that he was able to generate, because Gonzalez even evolved later in his career to be more of a chain mover, and that athleticism started to show a slowdown, a regression, and you could tell that the more we used Tony Gonzalez, the more his body broke down to the point that it was better for him to hang it up than to try to stick with the Falcons through the youth movement, because Tony could see already that the defense needed a complete rework and so on and so forth. But that's not the point of this video. The point of the video was Tony Gonzalez is a legend of the game, and that kind of simple throw right there, leaving a little misdirection, deception, identifying the blitz, throwing it out to Tony in an area where he can catch it, and then allowing Tony to just have that man-to-man opportunity and make a play is kind of what we've been asking for Julio, Calvin, Roddy back in the day, and so on and so forth. And I think fans don't understand that. Fans don't understand the hierarchy of taking eyes off of other players with and I hate to use this word, but elite status players. So if you can ever watch some film, whether it be on Game Pass or highlights on YouTube or whatnot, always watch what the other players are doing and how many eyes are on them. In this case, it's one-on-one with Tony Gonzalez, and he's able to take it in for a score. That's that play. But I would stress everyone who is supporting this show through Patreon to take a look at how many eyes are on Julio Jones and how many eyes are on Calvin Ridley and how many eyes are on Mohamed Sanu, because you'd be surprised who becomes open because defenses just don't want someone else to get the ball. My name's Lieutenant Dan. Thank you so much for watching this. The people that are supporting me here on Patreon are the most active members of my community, and they're the ones who share and like and subscribe and comment so many times, and are truly some of the best individuals that I've seen in my community. And I want to thank you guys personally for supporting this channel if I didn't already at the beginning of this video. We're going to probably do this more regularly, where I'm going to be breaking down some stuff, and only you guys, the Patreon members, will be able to view these videos, because they will be put on private, or they will be unlisted on YouTube, and you guys will be able to see them personally. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Rise up, stay grounded, and you're listening to nothing but the facts and the truth from your boy Lieutenant Dan here, and Unintentional Grounding. Take it easy. Have a wonderful week.